is the Samsung Galaxy A05s. This is the Samsung Galaxy A14. I know they're both good A series phones, but which is better value for money? Now, when talking about value for money, the first thing you will talk about is the price. So on the A14, it costs you about 85,000 naira or $165 for the 4 gig and 128 gig storage. While for 150,000 or $135, you get the Samsung Galaxy A05s. So there's a 35,000 naira difference. But for that, what do you get in the box? So for both phones, you only get a USB Type-C to C cable and a SIM ejector too. No charging brick, no TPU case, no wired headphones. For build, they are both made out of plastic. The A14 has this kind of ridgy feel, while the A05s has a glossy back frame. Personally, I prefer the A14 because it's easier to hold and less likely to produce fingerprint smudges. They both have a 3.5mm jack. They both have fingerprint scanners on the power button. They also have dual nano SIM with expandable storage slots. So I should be going with the A05s because it has a better design. But for me, it's really based on preferences, and I'm really going with the Samsung Galaxy A14 because it isn't glossy and it's more likely and less likely to slip out of your hand. But if you don't mind glassy, you can go with the Samsung Galaxy A05s. For display, you get a 6.7-inch on the A05s, but the A14 has a 6.6-inch LCD panel. The A05s has a 90Hz refresh rate, while the A14 has a 60Hz. Now the A14 has huge bezels, especially around the bottom. But basically, they're both the same. They both have a vibrant screen and a very detailed screen. The A05s has a higher brightness with 800 nits. So with the A05s, you get a bigger screen, a higher refresh rate, lesser bezels, and more brightness. So from these stats, I think we all know who the winner of this category is. It's the A05s. So for performance, we get the Snapdragon 6080 on the A05s and the Helio G80 on the A14. Now with this, you notice the A14 being slightly slower than the A05s. To illustrate, the time to unlock these two devices is slightly slower on the A14. Now I believe this is because of the chipset. The A05 has slightly better chipsets than the A14. It can also correspond to other things like multitasking. On the A05s, you get a faster upload time and faster animations. It's also better to do gaming on the A05s than the A14, and that's because of the slightly better chipset. They both run on Android 13 and the One UI 5.1. Samsung does promise 4 years of software updates on both phones, and that technically means that's one more year on the A05s than the A14. Because the A05s came out this year and A14 came out last year. But just forget about it. And if you're finding value in this video, make sure you subscribe because there's a new series coming to the channel that has action, drama, and winners. So what are you doing? Subscribe to be the first, and let's jump back into the video. So for cameras, we get a 50 megapixel camera, 2 megapixel macro lens, and a 2 megapixel depth sensor on the A05s. While we get a 50 megapixel main sensor, a 5 megapixel ultra wide, and a 2 megapixel macro lens on the A14. And they both have this 3-camera setup. So basically, it means that the A14 takes better photos. They also get a 30 megapixel front facing camera on both phones, and pictures on the rear cameras are good, but one is slightly better than the other, and that's the A14. The A14 has more brightness and contrast on photos. Now, night mode shots are good. The A14 takes better night mode shots, especially with the light on. For video, they shoot max at 1080p at 30 frames per second. So basically, for pictures and videos, the A14 does better. So I'm giving this one to the A14. For both phones, they come with a 5000 milliamp hour battery, so both phones could definitely last you a full day of use. But the A05s has a faster charging speed with 25 watts charging, while the A14 being 15 watts. The A05s will charge your phone from 0 to 100 in 1 hour plus, while the A14 will charge your phone from 0 to 100 in 2.5 hours. And like I've already said, they don't come with the charging brick adapter in the box, so you have to go out and buy a type C to C adapter from somewhere else, and that will probably cost you like 13,000 naira for Samsung's original charger. So basically, the winner here is the A05s, with it being winner on stats. But the truth is, if you want a better display, better processor, better battery, then you go with the A05s. But if you prioritize a better camera, decent charging, and a decent display, you go with the A14. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments, which is better for you, and don't lie, because I will know. Try me. But yeah, if you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe. If you have any question you'd like to ask me, let me know in the comments so we can have a little, chit chat. Okay, cool. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.